As the episode begins, the newest recruit of Gravik's core field operatives, Beto, finds himself assigned to an infiltration mission and casually questions his superior about whether the consequences of bringing chaos to humanity will be favorable for the Skrulls. Just like the recruits are indoctrinated by Gravik's brainwashing during their initiation procedure, Beto once again gets fed the false promises and lies of the Greater Skrull, making their treacherous acts justifiable. Along with the other two Skrull agents, Beto is sent to infiltrate the British Royal Navy and use a nuclear submarine to strike a UN aircraft. In the previous episode, Jaya found out about Gravik's secret initiative to experiment on Skrulls to make them stronger. Gravik had also hinted to the Skrull Council members about his scheme against the more formidable, superpowered protectors of Earth. In this episode, Gravik invites the Council to his experimentation chambers and shares his plan for mutating the entirety of the Skrull population even further to adopt various superpowers. He also reveals his plan about using the Royal Navy to attack the UN aircraft, which will inevitably initiate warfare, and the mutated Super Skrulls will use this ruckus as an opportunity to obliterate humanity once and for all. Later, in his conversation with Jaya, Gravik expresses his concerns about her seemingly oscillating loyalty, which she somehow evades. In the last episode, Talos communicated with the ousted Skrull Council member Shirley Sagar about organizing a parley with Gravik to discuss and sort out the situation before something unthinkable happened. Gravik takes Jaya along with her to attend the meeting. A flashback sequence of New York in the year 1998 is shown as S.H.I.E.L.D. agent Nick Fury meets the agency's Skrull co-op Vera privately and falls in love with her. The scene shifts to the Fury household, where Nick Fury is catching up with his Skrull wife, Priscilla, or should we say Vera, as this is the first time since Blip that Fury has come back to his home. Fury's past experience with Talos suppressing information about millions of Skrulls secretly taking refuge on Earth has rattled him, and he questions Vera's motivations while he was gone, whether she came into contact with Gravik or not. She states that Fury's prolonged absence made her feel vulnerable, and she became herself, the self that was present long before Fury came into her life. A call to Vera interrupts their conversation, and Fury gives her space to attend to it, but as soon as Vera leaves, Fury gets really attentive to her mobile. Leaving new Skrullos in Russia, Gravik and Jaya fly to London as the former prepares to parley with Talos. Jaya overhears Gravik's conversation about the impending attack on the UN aircraft and details about the nuclear submarine, which she secretly forwards to her father Talos using a burner phone. Talos and Gravik meet at the National Portrait Gallery, and Talos firmly asks him to refrain from walking down a destructive path that might cause the extinction of the Skrull species. Gravik thinks lowly of human beings, but Talos is quick to remind him that as divided as the humans might seem, they will unite against a common enemy if the Skrull conspiracy blows up. Unable to reason with Gravik, Talos states that he will inform the world government about the nature of the crisis they are facing, which will nullify Skrull's element of surprise. Gravik provokes Talos by repeatedly using Jaya's name, which results in Talos stabbing him through the hand and threatening him before leaving. Gravik returns with Jaya to Russia. Fury meets with Talos, asks for his help, and learns about the upcoming attack on the UN delegation. Fury calls his old associate, MI6 Chief Sonia Falsworth, about the possibility of a Skrull operative being in command of the nuclear submarine and gets his address from her. En route, some funny banter ensues between two old friends, Talos and Fury, about dogs, which leads to Fury casually mentioning how he has had to clean up the Skrulls' mess for 3 decades. Talos is quick to give him a reminder about how the States and Fury both profiteered from using the Skrull covert ops in their off-the-record missions while never tending to the other side of the bargain. If anything, they should be at least thankful to Talos and his loyal Skrulls for that. Reaching the address of the High Command, Talos and Fury manages to take out the security despite their cover being blown and try to force the rebel Skrull posing as the High Command to call off the launch as the impending disaster is about to happen. However, Skrull proves to be too adamant, and Talos can't even use his impersonation skills as he doesn't know the passcode entailing the command. Talos seems to be in trigger-happy mode, as after being provoked by the rebel Skrull, he ends up killing him as well. Racing against time, Talos calls Jaya for help, who breaks inside Gravik's research facility and informs him about the passcode. During this sequence, world leaders and important figures are seen tied in the fracking pods in a catatonic state, getting their memories extracted, which are being used by the impersonators of the Skrull Council. Using the passcode provided by Jaya, Fury, and Talos manage to save the day, momentarily averting the crisis but perhaps only stalling it in the long run. On the other hand, Jaya realizes betraying Gravik in such a manner will entail severe repercussions and tries to flee from New Skrullos. She is stopped in her tracks by Gravik at the outer section of the colony, who reveals he deliberately let Jaya know about the details of the impending attack, as snuffing out the traitor in Skrulls ranks was more important to him than taking care of a few UN delegates. Jaya chastises him, stating he will not be remembered as a leader but rather as the worst enemy of their species, which proves to be her last words as Gravik shoots her to death. On the other side of the world, Vera leaves the Fury household, gets her gun from a vault, and is suddenly contacted by one of Gravik's men. It seems like Fury's absence took too much of a toll on the Skrull operative, and she decided to rely on the people she shared ancestry with. Or perhaps it is a careful ploy by her to get close to Gravik and earn his trust, given the fact that she was the one who introduced Fury to him. If not, it will likely end Fury's credibility both to the world and to himself, and it'll be interesting to see whether the remaining 3 episodes seek to move in that riskier direction. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and I hope you enjoyed episode 3 of Secret Invasion. We will meet in the next video.